the judgment on America. When will they repent? Allah says in the Holy Quran that He is master of this day of judgment. Tell me something. Why should it be a judgment? Why? Is there any accessory for it? Many of you, my dear brothers and sisters, have been before the judges. And my dear brothers and sisters, you have been before the judges. You know that these judges do not judge with justice. And some of you been with them long enough that you don't expect justice. When you go, is that right? Now we can take our cases to court. It's natural. It's what as good citizens should do. But the judges of this world are not just judges. And because there's not real justice in this world, this is why the world is to be judged. And this is why there is a day of judgment and a limit set on America and this world. Now, my brothers and sisters, what is the judgment? Judgment. Judgment. When you get a judgment, what do that mean? I know you know, because if anyone know, we know. When you get a judgment, that means that a judge has rendered a decision. And that decision is called the judgment. You see, the judgment is the ability to judge, to make a decision or form an opinion objectively, authoritatively, wisely, especially in matter affecting actions, good sense, and discretion. Misfortune regarding inflicted by a divine sentence is also a judgment. Also, the last judgment, the final trial, all mankind, both the living and the dead, at the end of the world. So when we talk, my brothers and sisters, about judgment, we're talking about one, God forming a decision. And God's decision comes down against America and against this world. Well, usually there's a clerk of the courtroom. Somebody has to read the decision. Now, the judge, you know where it came from, but your eyes are fastening on the clerk. What is it? And if the decision is against you, my brothers and sisters, the question is, what kind of power do you have to overturn that decision? Now, I want you to listen up carefully now. Now, God, listen carefully now, has sent down his decision. He tends to wipe out America. I'm going to say it again. I said God has sent down his decision. His attention is the total destruction of America. I know you say you are American. There's nothing wrong with that. Say what you will. But the question is America good? And by what standard? And if America have extended the limit, then the question is, after God sent down his decision, somebody has to make it known, publish the decision. There is no appeal. Don't have to waste time. But there is a way to get out from it. It is very narrow, very limited, but you can't avoid it. And I want to tell you, my brothers and sisters, how sometime this afternoon. Now, what is your position today, black man and black woman, in this judgment of America? Whether you know it or not, you are the reason why God is judging America. Even as it was, we see, with ancient Egypt, it was the children of Israel and Pharaoh's mistreatment of them that caused God appearance and judgment. It was the Hebrew, we see, of Babylon. Their presence and their mistreatment that caused God's judgment of Babylon. It is your mistreatment at the hands of white people that caused God judgment on America. Now you, in your silliness, are so forgiving. See, white folks ain't even asked for forgiveness. I want you to hear me, brothers and sisters. White folks haven't even acknowledged that they did you wrong. They have not repented for what they did to your fathers and what they doing to you and what they plan, my brothers and sisters, against your future. But God knows their thoughts, their plans, and because he knew them before they came into existence, he plans their destruction before they was born. I want you to hear me, black brothers and sisters. Black people in America, whether you want to believe it or not, are very special to the Lord of creation. Not because you have been good, as you know, as you certainly had not been good. But God has chosen a people in the past who is not good. But he had a purpose for them. So therefore, he chose them to be his people. For his purpose, you have been chosen. to be God's people, to do a very special work for God. But you are all wrapped up in the people he came to destroy. You want to integrate with the enemy. You want to marry your enemy. You are in love with the enemy. So if God sent down his judgment on the enemy that you are in love with, you say, no, God, I ain't going with you if I can bring white folks with me. Yes, this is you. See, some of you will say, the hell with you, God. I know that there's some good white people. And you start making yourself busy, trying to find somebody good that you can tell your God to your own God. See, brothers and sisters, you remind me of Abraham. When Abraham came to the angels, and Abraham told the angel, will you destroy the righteous with the wicked? And Abraham told that they was going to destroy Sodom and Gomorrah. So Abraham has said, will you destroy the righteous with the wicked? He says, well, go see, can you find 50? Now, brothers and sisters, this passage was given that said, if you find 50 righteous people, I will not spare the city. You see, he couldn't find 50. He said, well, go see, can you find 40 then? See, can you find 30? Then he said, well, go see if you can bring me one outside of Lot's and his family. If you can just bring me one, I spare the city. You see, God, my brothers and sisters, delays judgment so that his people will see that the people he has judged are not worthy of what they about to get. Do you hear me? We see the judgment of America. The great days we see of the Lord has now come to America. We see the land, people who worship evil. We see robbery, murder, famine, and deceits are the orders of the days in America. If there is anything like a God of righteousness, if there is anything like God of truth, should not he raise himself up and take his place and put an end to such evil as now going on in America? You see, people cannot walk these streets of America today without subjecting themselves to robbery, murder, or rape. America is a wicked land. We see everyone's against the others. Righteousness, justice, freedom are despised and fought against, regardless to the clear knowledge of God's hourly punishment and destruction of America by his divine pledge of storms. But this is as it is written of America. We see in the Bible of Revelation, in the book of Revelation, they continue their evil ways and did blaspheme the God who have power over the plague. They hate the name of Allah, the great Mahdi, They hate the name of his messengers, but nevertheless, that does not stop the judgment and destruction of America. Look at this wicked devil in Alabama. They are against us, my brothers, while we are trying to be at peace with them. But there is no peace in them. We have done nothing to them. They are against us just because of the idea that we are Muslims, black people. The white man have his way of ruling the black people for so long that he thinks that he can continue his power to do so, while in reality, the white man have come to an end of his time of power to rule the black people. Regardless to allow God retaliation to the white man for his evil act done to the black man, the white man still keeps inviting the retaliation of Allah, God. See, the white man must remember that he cannot win today over Allah, God, and his servants, for he has power. The judgment of America. Judgment have come to you, America, who seeks to fight against Allah, God, and against his aim and purpose. Whom to you, America, Allah, God, has made you blind to his judgment, and therefore you are committing suicide. He has made you blind on purpose to give you the full dose of his wrath. When a man does not know the danger of fire, then he can just fall headlong into it. America has mistreated the black man for 400 years, and she does not think that there is ever a God who accepts her black slave, return on her head the injustice done to her black slave. This is the day and time which America can benefit from what Allah God have revealed to me, and from the work that I'm doing among my black people, turn them from doing evil into righteousness. As it is written in the Bible, Babylon could have been healed, and there was a possible chance for healing, if she had not gone to extreme of making fun of the God of the Jews in a temple in Jerusalem, and belittling the powers of the God of the Jews to retaliate. The Bible prophesies the pledge that will come upon America, and these pledges we see are falling on America now. And yet, she will not repent. For America continued to kill the black one slave of righteousness and justice, even though the black slave wants to go from America. She wants to hold on to him. And America does not want to let her black slave go. America holds the black slave for a prey, whom to America her days has arrived. She will not heed the warning. I beg her to let us be separate from her on a little territory and a state to ourselves, and to let us be responsible for our own survival, only to get out from under her injustice. But she refused. So it was with Pharaoh we see. In time of Moses, God went down to Egypt to make Israel and her enemies, the Egyptians, an example for a future people, so that this may serve as a sign of what we see going on in America today. The four great judgments that Allah God promised to destroy America, which are now coming upon her: hail, snow, droughts, earthquakes. Allah God have reserved his treasures as snow and ice to be used against this wicked country, America, in the days of battle and war. These are some of Allah God's weapons, storms that we see going on. The white man of America is not blind and ignorant. He had known these prophecies of his doom for a long time before we knew it. For the white man translates the Bible, and he knows what he puts in his translation of that which was written in the Bible. The judgment of America. All love and respect of the wicked has gone from them. They do not love each other, nor respect each other. They have pulled off their clothes and disgraced themselves. See, this is also a pledge. You see some of the white people rehearsing the cage days of their fathers. They are not ashamed to do so. They come out with long, straggly hair, as their fathers did in the days of their cage. This is Allah God forcing the white man to bear him witness that they really wants the caveman. This is Allah God forcing the white man to bear him witness that they really wants the caveman. Yet, a few foolish, unlearned black people follow the white man. It is a shame to pull off their clothes and grow hair down their backs and over their faces by misleading this black man and to fall in the ways of the white man cage days. The white man is again telling the world how he had deceived the black man. He's now making the black man manifest that he is too weak to seek his own. For nearly 40 years, I have been preaching to this black man in America that we should accept on. Instead of the black man going to the decent side of his own, he goes back seeking transitional Africa in a way they did in the jungle life, and the way you see in uncivilized parts of Africa today. They are not using barber tools, sneers, or razors to keep themselves looking dignified as a civilized people should look. The black man in America accept the jungle life, thinking that they would get the love of black Africa. Black brothers and black sisters wearing savage dress and hairstyles will not get you the love of Africa. The identified people of Africa are neither Muslims or educated Christians. But Africa today does not want Christianity. Do not think that you will get it home in Africa after this war if you are a Christian. To get a home in Africa after this war, you will have to be a Muslim. The judgment of America, she is made manifest. As it is written in the Bible, Revelation, she is a cage of every unclean and hateful birds, every unclean and hateful human beings. America, America, your days have come for the evil done to your black slave. America, you cannot repay that evil with another evil, or trying to tempt the black slave by offering them your white women's. That does not help you in this day, but it does condemn you as being a double crosser, that you would even offer your black one slave, your girls and women, to do with them as they please, if they will just follow you. The judgment of America. Babylon could have been healed, but she is not healed. America just beginning to experience sorrows, mourning, grief, and distrust for the anger of God and man. According to both the Holy Qurans and the Bible, there will be plenty more of the same. And these two books, one can easily find everything foretold that is happening today. Time will grow so terrible, some, that according to the Holy Quran, children will become gravehead. And according to this Bible, great heart failures will become a disease upon the people who have the anger of God, the American people. The fourth beast in the Revelation of John and the Bible, in which Daniel describes as a very dreadful and well-armed beast, whom working are that of death upon the weak, refers to America. She had no respect for the poor, the unfortunate. Now, Daniel's description of the rib between the teeth of the beast is the reference, see, to this ill treatment we see, subjection and ruthless behavior by the devil to our people. This America Latins, the poor, with heavy sentences. We see long prison terms and refuse to let this prisoner go free. This is due to our heartlessness and lack of compassion for the black man of America. This beast white man lies and waits around this black man homes and prowls the streets at night and wait for his excuse to reckless ruthlessness on his poor prey, the black man. If the black man raised a hand to protect and defend himself, he is shot dead, is unable to defend himself against false charges. This beast keeps our people in sorrows and unhappiness by depriving them of equal opportunity. The black man wages are calculated by white wicked accountants, preventing the so-called nickel from saving by skyrocketing and the views of the poor, the prices and the necessary of life. This white beast persecute and prisons and kill those who preach freedom and justice for the poor so-called nickel. The white man does not want the so-called nickel to leave America, but she will not divide the spoil of America, the country which she has taken by force of arm and killing its owners, the Indians, with them. This beast set up evil to be analyzed as a god. She discussed good for evil. She covered the earth with filth, making it fascinating so that man will bow down and worship evil for good. She set brothers against brothers for joy, and then she kills both of them, whom took America, the murderers and deceivers of the people. The God of justice and truth has pronounced a judgment against you, and by no means will you escape. You have made mockery of him, God, and his people, and his words, the truth. You have been judged it and found wanting to the so-called American nickel, the lost and now found members of the original black nation of the earth. Come unite with Allah and me. Go to your own. You won't have to go anywhere if you only will unite with your own. Heaven awaits you wherever you may be. America is surrounded with the judgment of Allah, the four great judgments that Almighty Allah God is bringing upon America are rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. We see them now covering all sides of America, as the Holy Quran prophesies, curtain her on all her sides. And these judgment will push the people into the center of the country. And they will realize that it's Allah God who is bringing them and a country to a nothing. Job in the Bible prophesies that Allah God has the snow and ice to use as its weapons in the days of war and battle against the wicked. We hear and read in the newspapers today of how great hill-like little mountains of snow are pushing down from the north. And not only in the northern states we see of Minnesota, North and South Dakota, and Montana. But now we see the snow is in the New England states, and they are declared to be disaster areas. The announcer, a disaster of snow in the New England states, says that there had never been such great quantity of snow. We see all up and down the coast to the Carolina. The rain takes up where the snow leaves off. All around the southern borders we see America's storms are raging. There are tornadoes and heavy rain, and more storms are on the way, one right after another, in the north and far west and the east. America is surrounded with the judgment of Allah. There are earthquakes and the seas are raging. The Cascade seduction zone are throwing an uptick. The Pacific Ocean we see is now angry. Jesus says in Luke 21, 25, 26, the seas and oceans are whirling into a perplexity that man had never seen before. This is another pledge that's upon the wicked. Now the Pacific Ocean is now angry and is raging, tossing up great waves as never before. Why should these things hit America? The Revelation teach you why. It is because America is filled with devils, and as such unclean person live in America. That is true on the hateful birds we see. Every filthy, shameless, wicked person comes here for a haven, where he can do any wickedness he wants to do. The country opens and welcomes that type of person. As we see, the few little Muslims, who name Muslim means those who have submitted to the will of Allah God. How the enemy hates us and seeks to do all this evil he possibly can against us by falsehood. See, these are not the days of Noah, Lot, Abraham, nor are these the days of Moses. See, these are new times. The enemy does not get away in punishing the righteous just because he hates them. Allah, the God of righteousness, is with us, and he just laughed at those who tried to fight against him. He had destroyed a whole nation with less than the power of rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes. The Holy Quran has the record of God even being destroyed by hailstorms and other famines. See, Allah God does not have to have something great. He does not have to go to work and get a block of iron or a mountain and throw it on them. He used that which is with you, against you. The force of nature are great weapons as we see them in play upon America. We see the storm after storms of snow and ice are whirling in from the north and are pushing great drifts that are just covering up everything. What can you do with a God like that? Job prophesies that Allah God has his weapons stored up to use in the days of battle and war with the wicked. He just takes some snow and cover them all up. The Holy Quran says that Allah God destroys people with just cold wind. He froze them. Do you think that you can get away with fighting Allah God? We see no wonder this Psalm chapter 2 verse 4 says that he would sit in the heavens and laugh at those who are trying to fight against him. He'll have you crazy. It is true. The heads of this government of this Christian world are confused. And they do not know that they are confused. Why? Because the great desire was confuse us. Now Allah God has taken the confusion out of us and put into them. Eat, America. Help yourselves to the desert that you have prepared for us. So you eat it now. All praises are due to Allah God, to whom praise are due forever, for offering us to sit us in heaven at once. See, we went to Alabama and to any states that we go to. We pay a high price per acre of land that our Father labor has already brought for us. Now he wants to kill us if we act humble and peaceful and want to buy back some of our own labors. I laugh at some of these things that I hear coming out of Alabama. And not only in Alabama, but in every other states in the unions. See, they do not know the time in which they are living. Allah God is well able to take this country from you and give it to whom he pleases. It is in your Bible. Read it for yourself. He took this kingdom from the wicked and gave it to whom he pleases. Those who will bring people into righteousness. America is surrounded with the judgment of Allah. The four great judgments of rain, hail, snow, and earthquakes, and the confusion and the heads of states. The four great judgments of America. I want to say we got to speak like this because there's no peace amongst us dealing with the mischief makers. See, peacemakers, brothers and sisters, they want the world to be at peace. And see, Jeremiah 6:14, they dress the hearts of our people as though it's serious. You see, peace, peace, they say, when there is no peace. You got the American manufacturers and designers will dress the woman up today about 1/3 of a dress and turn her out partially nude. So you cannot witness this in a country of America where the gospel of Jesus is preached every hour in the day, somewhere in this land. So we have the four great judgments of America. To be pledged with too much rain will destroy properties and lives. It swells rivers and creeks. See, too much rain will flood cities and towns. See, large bodies of water at the ocean shoreline will be made to swell with unusual highways, dumping billions of tons of water over the now seashore lines. Rain destroy properties and kill cattle by drowning them in low land. See, rain destroyed the hiding places of victorious beasts, reptiles, bringing them out, fighting in small towns, and people homes and farms. Rain weakens and destroys railroads, truck lines, bed and bridges. Rain undermines foundation of all types of buildings. Rain make the atmosphere too heavy with moisture, causing sickness. Wind with rain can bring destruction to towns and cities, bringing germs, causing sickness to the people. They produce unclean water by the swelling of the streams and destroying of the pure drinking water used for the health of the people. Rain is a destructive army with itself. Hailstorms are also a property and life destroyer. Snow is the most dreaded plague when it comes in great drifts from 5 to 35 feet. It buries your properties and life. It destroys your highways and cities and gravel towns and cities. It put a burden of expense upon the cities. It put a burden of expense upon the cities to repair it. The caged in or roofless homes, the cutting off of homes we see, the cutting off of transportations and isolation areas will bring about starvation and communication destroyed with the icings of the communication wires. Snow looks pretty because of its clean look. Almost everything in nature is beautiful, but it can be turned into death and destruction against man. Snow is prophesied, we see, to be one of the weapons that God will use against this wicked America, we see in Job 38, 22 and 23. Hell also is mentioned in the same two verses where God plainly tells us that he had preserved it against the time of trouble, against the day of battle and war. The Holy Quran also teaches us that God used the snow, rain, hail, earthquakes, and fire against former wicked people. Is America any better than the people we read about in the history that God destroys? No, she is not as good. These people was not as wicked as American people. See, earthquakes can destroy towns and cities instantly. America is in the grip of a divine judgment. America is in a position towards a once slave, so-called nigger, as Pharaoh was with Israel as his slaves. She is in this position because of the injustice done to the American so-called nigger slaves brought to America over 400 years ago and refused to let us go free. See, this is our problem. White America is refusing, to let us go. No one came to us, brothers. No one came to aid us. No one came to the poor man, Lazarus. No one aided the poor man. So this is God was predicted by the prophet to come to the defense of these people, the so-called Negro, in the last days after they had served their enemy for 400 years. The Bible declared to Abraham in Genesis that God would judge the people to whom his people Abraham will be in bondage. This does not mean Israel. This means the present black people, the members of the black nations who have or are fulfilling the prophecy. God, to whom praise are due forever, will not be defeated. The more evil, deceiving, tricking, making of false promises to the American so-called Negro only increases America's divine chastisement and doom. America knows there are trouble lies and her mistreatment of this black man, the so-called Negro. But she is too wicked, we see, to give up tricking the Negro and deceiving him on false promises. She just cannot stop. The opportunity is to open, and she thinks that there is no one to hinder her. But God has chosen us to be his people, and he delights in fighting the enemy, according to the history of the former people. He delights himself by going forth against them when they extended the limit. So it is with America, we see. There must be separate. America would not agree to see the Negro separate from her until she has suffered divine punishment, as Pharaoh suffered. The same things that the evil nation suffered before them is now coming upon these people. She seeks to keep a slave robbed of opportunity and wealth. She envied success coming to an American Negro free slaves. She charged them high prices to keep them down. She deceived them through a few of what we call Uncle Toms and a political circle, class and all professional classes. She offered them a little favoritism to help her work against their own people, the black people, but they too would suffer along with the enemy of justice of the poor so-called Negro. They must be separated. We see envy, hatred are going between the two people, regardless of their preaching of social integration. The truth must come. What is better than a program you find I have written you two black and whites cannot get along in peace? Since you have never had got along in peace, do you know why the white America does not like to talk with you about the separation? And why he calls separation of the two people the wrong solution for peace between the people? He knows that it's promised it and that God would do it. Then why do they not agree with separate themselves from you and me and we from them? Why are the black man and white man all over the earth now in disagreement with each other to live in peace? Do you know why? Oh, foolish American so-called nigger, seek some of this earth that you can call your own, and to live on in peace. Unite and ask the government for a portion of America. See, this is what we need. Somewhere to live to ourselves and let the white man live to himself. The two people are not brothers. See, they are aliens to each other. See, God did not make them brothers to each other. I ask you, my brothers and sisters, to learn this and learn it quickly. Fly for your life to the refuge of Allah and come follow me. See, they don't like you talking about their judgment. See, we don't have no sympathy because they ain't never had sympathy for us. History will always repeat itself. History is going down in record. This is why Trump wants to take slavery away. You see, the judgment of America is written on the government walls now. Now people want you to be quiet about this stuff. They don't want you to talk like this. People say, be quiet now. Now don't raise us all to get killed. But Jesus says, there's truth in my mouth. And I'm not afraid to speak it. Because you shall know this truth. And the truth shall set us free. See, when it comes to America, America lands is being divinely curtained. See, this Holy Quran, Surah 1341 says, we have visited land and curtained it from its sides. So see they not that we are visiting a land, curtain it of its sides. And Allah, God pronounced a doom, and there is no repeller of his decree. In his shrift and call into account, black man America, there is no one as blind as you are seeing what is going on against America. I have warned you for nearly 40 years that Allah God and the person of Master Fala Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, came to me and gave me the knowledge of the truth. And I have been preaching it to you continually. Now you see what is going on. As America had done, so now it's being done into her. America has surrounded the country of the people. She had blown their cities to pieces. She had killed the inhabitants. Those who were left alive, she put to flight, running from shelter, from destruction by American might. It's very sad and horrible to look at the things that America have done, which are now coming on this country. For many years, centuries of years, America had lived a luxurious, wicked life while hating her black slave and depriving them of justice, shooting them down on the streets, on the highways, in the woods and fields for nothing. She did it just because she felt that she had the advantage and she wanted to kill black people as she was made to do. See, they was made to do this. This is why they got the police, law enforcement. They was made, and you know what I mean, to do this to us. You see, peace is not in their nature. See, they want to be a forgiving people, but they just don't have it. So I doubt that America would ever decide to repent so that God can prolong their time, so that God can put a great extension of time. Don't hate the messenger. Don't shoot the messenger because he's giving you this advice, what you must do in order for America to do a marvelous thing, a square deal to turn this back around. She'll have to do one basic principle. She'll have to be in the interest of the black people. Because no war will go unannounced. See, Jesus says when you giving a brother or sister a drink of water, and that being a good act, God can prolong their time. See, God can put an extension of time because no good act goes without its reward. So we see she has the advantage to kill off black people because she wanted to do so. So Psalms chapter 10, verse 8 says, he sits in a lurching place of the village, in a secret place. Do he murder the innocents? You see, his eyes are set against the poor. You see, up until this very minute, she's seeking to destroy the black man America and to deprive him of freedom to do for self. America never desired departure of the black slave from his white slave master. America wished only to hold the black slave in order to continue to treat him with evil. Pharaoh hatred and injustice to Israel in Egypt in the time of Moses to serve America as a warning, but she had fallen headlong into the destruction of our God. America runs to and fro and seeking way out, but she does not try to justify her black slave for justice and equality amongst the nations of the earth. America made us into nothing, and she used us to mock us before the nations of the earth. But a God with unlimited wisdom and knowledge and power is now befriending the black slave, and he has chosen this black slave to be his people. But the foolish black people have yet to come to that knowledge that Allah God is their best friend, and that he is here to save them from destruction of a people who have shown evil and hatred to us all our lives. America divides us one against the other. The black man America is so divided against each other that you seek all the time to do evil. against each other. You cannot even befriend them, lest they take advantage of it. They call you a fool for trying to befriend them, as it was with us by Midway Technical Schools. See, Midway Technical Schools came to us for help. We gave them that help to keep them from falling. It cost us $30,000 to set them free of their back rents and other bills that they had. Take a look at how they had turned on us for the purpose of wrecking all of their beautiful businesses set up for them and others to enjoy on the south side of Chicago, Illinois. The fall of America's separation is the answer. Now, Germany and England are the most wicked of white people. See, they don't want you talking like this because God has cursed and God has put the curse on America. And anybody that goes against our teachings, these people now are cursed. We don't care what America has to offer because America don't want to offer us anything. You know why they are in disagreement with this separation? Because they refuse to let you go. They refuse to give you anything. You see, hate was evil. Cleanse to what is good and hate what is evil, man. So you have to expel the wicked that's amongst you. You see, white people, they can't practice goodness even if they try. See, it will be a remnant of them saved, but the majority are going down. And they're taking a fighting chance today of it. To deceive you and I. Now, what do they have in common? You see, the fall of America foretold. See, separation is the answer. And we see the cities are set on fire. And when men are united, and when hell is kindled, the falling up we see is the title taken from this first verse of that chapter, in which the above verses are found. When the sun is folded up, the Holy Quran Surah 81 prophesies the folding up of a recorded work, a record of what people have done, as the use will no longer be necessary. The chapter refers to what take place in the resurrection. And the scientists can tell you that America is on the way out. They can tell you sooner or later, America will have to pack their things. See, we ain't going nowhere. Black people, we ain't going nowhere. America will have to pack up sooner or later. She'll have to pack her things up. See, don't hate the messenger, but I'm telling things the way I gotta tell it, man. America is being divinely curtained by Almighty God with one storm after another. See, brothers, it's been a year therefore. You see, God been pledging America day and night by his divine pledge of storms. Now let's go. We see one part is recorded as a beginning, while the other part is discontinued. We see this clearly being made manifest today. War calls to destruction of civilizations. War destroys the cities and towns of a nation. Chapter 81 of the Holy Quran is now being fulfilled. The sun and the stars, mountains, camels, and wild animals, all mentioned. in the first 4 verses of this chapter and are not without. The coming of God refers to by the prophet is unite a people who have been divided against self by their enemies. He chose these people for building a better world. The Bible revelation refers to destruction of the beast and his chief instructor, the dragon. The name beast given here is not referring to 4-foot animals, but to a people who rule is like that of a savage beast. The theologians, most of them from the time of Martin Luther, who I think was the author of these terms, beast, dragon, especially the late Pastor Russell and Judge Radford, founder of Jehovah's Witness, said, take the term dragon to refer to the Pope of Rome, the father of the Christian church and the Christian religion. This is the first time since we have been lost in this part of the earth that we want to unite the black nation of the earth into one under the guidance of God, who is now present. Why should the master continue to deceive his slave? He teaches the slave that he is a free citizen with equality. Why do you slave master want to hold them for hostage prey? You do not need them. Your machines do the labor that the slave used to do. Why not let them go? You want to go to war against Allah and the freedom that Allah came to do for you, slave. Before you, Pharaoh had that same idea. He did not want Israel to go free in the land to themselves. Pharaoh lost this war against Allah and was drowned in the Red Sea. The loser of this war will land in a lake of fire, not water. If white America wants to free a slave, she can easily do so. This will be simpler and easier than what she is doing, killing and provoking them through police force. You see National Guards fighting the U.S. Army, as we see in Detroit, Michigan, saying this is what they're doing today against black people. Trump are deploying heavy force, a police force, a National Guards. You see, he's putting them in blue states. See, this is the work of the enemy. So America actions show us 2 things. Firstly, she wished to cause fear amongst the so-called Negro with a display of many deadly weapons. But Allah is removing the fear. Secondly, she fears to approach her armed slave unless she is armed it. This has been historical relations between the white man and his slaves. So the white man seeks the leadership of the so-called Negro to help keep this dissatisfied slave subject to him without complaint about injustice. The white man would say, now, nigga, you should be happy. You are better off than many of your black kind with a job. The white slave master brought our fathers here to do the slave work. Our free laborers have made the white slave master richer than their brethren, Europeans. Did they offer us any of this land that they took from the Indians? The 22 million so-called Negro should be seeking some of this earth on which to live and build an independent nation out of self. The white slave master only offers a job. See, that's the only thing you good for. You plead and ask the government for a job. We deserve more than what they are offering us. Free labor. You see, the enemy would turn a deaf ear to us if we go to them to ask for $100 billion. See, we deserve it. But the only time we are here is for a job. See, he's only offering you a temporary room. See, for 400 years, you slave masters have been killing the so-called nigger without receiving any resistance, and regardless of his peaceful way with you. We, the Muslims, have tried to live in peace here in America. There is not a single incident in our 36 years of history where we have ever made an aggressive move against you. But you have attacked us several times. We have proved to the world that you are impossible to live with in peace. You have condemned it and killed the just and he who do not resist you. James 5:6. You have destroyed many towns and cities and people. Now, if the shoe was on the other feet and white folks tried the black people out and ruling, how would they act now? Now, let's be serious now. How would they act? Because when God tried you at it, when he tried you to rule, you don't have no interest. So every year we get to see history repeat itself. See, white folks don't even know how to act if a black man was to rule. They won't even know how to act, y'all. So when we try them at ruling, they don't even know how to act. 6,000 years, the devil been here on this planet. There have been one war right after another. It shows that you can't live with them in peace. Because peace was never in the white race nature. See, you have destroyed many towns, cities, and people, as you have divided the so-called nigger. See, one against the other. So Allah should divide you and your brethren. As you have done to others, so shall it be done to you. The Bible. And when the cities are set on fire, this is a sign of the end of you as a power. See, we cannot deny the fact that the Christian race we see is responsible for this universal corruption in the land and sea. No, Charlie Kirk was not compared with Martin Luther King. Now, Charlie Kirk had a lot of racist things to say, even with George Floyd. You can't compare Charlie Kirk with even John F. Kennedy. So, why was Charlie Kirk assassinated? Why was his life taken? This was a ritual, y'all. A ritual. An Illuminati sacrifice. See, here's the thing. Charlie Kirk had the credentials of being a political leader one day. And that's a fact. But when you see, here's the thing. Satan is on the agenda. And he don't want no one to get between his gender. So Charlie Kirk has to go. That's the way they looked at it. I don't think these people had no kind of remorse of his death, y'all. These people had no kind of remorse of his death. And shortly, I'm going to be doing a video of it because I got to tell you guys how the people didn't have no kind of sympathy. You see, when it comes to a house, see, the house of America is doomed to fall. Now, we see when it comes from the same corruption that their own hands have made will come their doom now. Will come their doom. The Christian preach that which they do not do and cannot do, such as love your neighbors. I have yet to meet one who loves his neighbor as did himself. Thou shalt not kill. I have yet to meet such a Christian. See, how can these people claim that they are Christians, peacemakers? You see, they even fight against each other. That has been proven. Rob and kill each other, but yet represent themselves as world peacemakers. With whom? Because the great deceivers of this world will reap what they have sown. Now, have they corrupted many people and nations under good, peaceful, loving Christians? See, the Christian rest we see is full of these worst crimes. You see, practicing evil and to practice this evil and seeking to practice this on other nations as well. We see the universal temple are ever parading before the world. They both have new girls and women. They are before your eyes. And almost everything we see, murdering, gambling, robbery, drunkenness, drug, adultery, lying, we see there's hardly any end to it. The lands and seas are filled with corruption, with deadly weapons of wars. The islands of the seas are filled with corruptions by all the nations of earth. For they are proud and boastful, and are now hated and despised it according to their wishes. See, the religion of Christianity is a curse to us, the black man, and is full of these slavery teachings. They have poisoned the Bible with their adding and taken from the truth. Now the doom is in sight. It is their own work. They command the sea with their powerful nations. See, park them off the shore of the nations. They secure the air base on their soils to place their deadly bombs carrying planes with an easy striking distance of those whom they fear to be their enemies. Is this not the easy way to make an enemy? Is this the real act of a Christian, the followers of Jesus, whom they preach came for the peace of mankind and to teach the seeking of the sword and the turning of the other cheek? Where's the good Christian amongst this race? They love meddling in other people's affairs there are ever fight or wars, if it matters not with whom or where, but yet crying peace, peace, with every deadly weapons of war to provoke other nations to war. Shall not the God of peace and justice deal with you and your troublemaking as he did with those before you? I warn every one of you, my people, fly to Allah with me for refuge. As I warn you, the judgment of this world has arrived. Get out of the slave-making Christianity and to the right religion, Islam. The house you are in shall surely fall and never rise again. The destruction and fall of the world that we have known is now without a doubt and process. When we refer to the world, we are referring to the world of the white man. For the world of the black man have yet to come in. The world of the black man, by divine guidance, is now merging in on the old world of the right race. This make the destruction and fall of the world of the white man. Here in America, we cannot see nothing but the fall of America. It is no secret today. It is obvious to the eyes that are open. If we want to close our eyes and minds and claim that we do not see and understand, then we'll be falling ourselves. This refuse to see is foolhardy, regardless to how we may desire to see the old world stands. We do not have the power to starve off the destruction that caused the world of the white man to fall. Destruction and power that is bringing about the fall of the world of the white man is coming from Allah God. The past history of the world of the white man, there never was a time of destruction of his world like the present time. It is useless for you to try to prevent the fall of the white man's world. See, there's no checking it. The right race has not tried to do the right thing, justice. See, the doing of justice, my brothers and sisters, would have checked her fall. The Bible, Jeremiah. But America was never willing, and even at this hour, she is not willing to do justice by those who she had mistreated. She had dealt injustice to her black one slave for nearly 500 years that she had been in the Western. America had constantly burdened the poor black slave with every evil that she can imagine. Her evil scientists who have invented more and more evil practice have not been able to invent any more evil than that which they have already put out. Day and night, without a let up, the white man mistreat the poor black slave. And now since heaven and the God of peace, justice, freedom, equality have come to this black slave, the white man is trying to make everyone that recognize the truth deviate from it. The white man says, do not accept it. He makes the black man hypocrite against his own starvation. The white man trails the one who hath not as yet accept the truth of their starvation. And he promised them that he will never be able to fulfill. America is falling. She is now losing the power and authority that she was enjoying in foreign lands. Her fall is very visible. Whatever her authorities have been exercising, people are now crying out in one voice, leave us, leave us. American, go home to America. The citizens of other countries are telling American citizens, leave us. America no longer have friends. America and England deposited little brother Israel on foreign soil, the Palestinians, which is Arab land. They deprived the Arabs of their own land and sent them into another direction. This injustice against the Arabs is now causing America the power and authority that she once exercised in the East. She is on her way out in the Near East. This means bloodshed and plenty of it. In the Near East, there stand navies, which are neither American nor British. They are there to drive America out. Skies over there are beginning to thicken with foraging planes, carrying deadly weapons, guns, and bombs. They will not be satisfied as long as Israel is in Palestine. The boil has come to a bursting point. We are in a troubled world. We are in a world that is now erupting. Black man who was once a slave in America, you have a way of escape. The way out is now your own terms. It is on the condition that you submit to Allah God and come follow me. This is the only way out. I'm the door, and I have the keys to your salvation. Reject it and die. We are in a world that is falling. Will soon be going up in flame. In Germany, the Cold War between East and West will soon erupt into a hot war. It will never be settled in peace. East and West, Germany must and will fight it out with all of the deadly weapons that the war scientists have planted and prepared for the final showdown. You do not have to worry too much about whether or not is America come out of Asia. Certainly, America is coming out of Asia. The odds are against her staying there. But I warn you, my black people, my black brothers and sisters here in America, that while she is on the way home, we the black people are standing in the crossfire. The only hope that we have is to fly to our refuge and allow God. Look what is going on to the south of us. See, look at the many hijacking, stick up of planes. America's afraid to put a stop to the hijack, for she knows that she's going to run into more than she expects. Who would have thought that the big power of America would suffer such disgrace in this day and time? It's to teach you and me, black brothers and sisters, that the great power of America is becoming weak and she is falling. I said, black brothers and sisters, join to your own kind. Come follow me. For the world that you and I have known will soon be no more. The days of America's downfall. These are the days of her life. America, Allah manifest this fall of America. A desire to make America fall as a warning to her brothers in Europe. White America and Germany, Allah has taught me, are the most wicked of the right race. The wicked deeds that have been performed and are still being performed by white Americans upon the so-called Negro, the slave, are the worst and annal of history. They have been clever enough in their wickedness to make the so-called Negro slave love them, though they are their open enemies and murderers. Allah and the person of Master Muhammad, to whom praise are due forever, now judges the American whites and is causing America fall and total destruction. Egypt under Pharaoh is an example fulfilling the signs and other prophecies of the doom of these people as foretold by the prophet from Noah to Jesus. Moses and Jesus are the most outstanding prophets in the history of the Caucasian race for the past 4,000 years. There are several others contemporaries, but Moses and Jesus are the major prophets of the white race history. The whole of the civilized world today, as prophesied we see in Isaiah, is against this white man of America. See, Allah hates this wicked American whites and threatened to remove them from the face of this earth. Since white America and the white race in general have deceived it, the entire world of black people and their brethren, brown, red, and yellow. Allah now is calling these people to wake up and see the right race as it really is, the created enemy of the darker people. As we see today, there is a general awakening of the darker people into the knowledge of self and the knowledge of the age-old 6,000-year enemy all over the earth. The American white race cannot sincerely give the so-called nickel, their slave, a square deal. She only desire to deceive them. Today, America is trying against the will to give the so-called nickel civil rights, which is against the very nature and will of the white race. For the first time since this black man had been here, America falsely offered him social equality to attain parts of the country. This social equality consists mostly of permitting the American black race to mix openly with the white man and his women's, the devils. The actual idea, however, is to grant this so-called social equality amongst the lower class of whites. This is done so that the scriptures wherein they prophesied that the white man tempts and corrupts the so-called with his women might be fulfilled. God has taught me that the white race was grafted unlike, and being unlike, it is able to attract this black man and black woman, getting them to do all the evil known to the white race.